Are you ready to eliminate your credit card processing fees? Visit www.pairpayments.com and use code JAKE for a $250 Visa gift card when you join today.
This is the Inspection Pros Podcast, where we break down everything you need to know to grow a successful home inspection company. Join host Jake as we get insider knowledge from the industry's best on how to take your business to the next level.
Welcome back to the Inspection Pros Podcast. Today, I'm very excited to bring you a great guest who's going to be able to help us figure out, in this time where we have Powell introducing new interest rate hikes and the market may slow down and, a trying time for some. We want to introduce a great program from Fundomate, the wonderful people over at Fundomate. We have partnered with and been working with at Pair Payments. We've been working with them for a while now, and we've had great results, and especially in the home inspection industry. So today, this is going to be a great podcast to help you get a little bit of a cash flow influx in your business and be able to grow or continue on your business in this trying time. So without further ado, I want to introduce our guest today. Today we're going to be talking about something called the Employee Retention Credit Program. And we have the best guest possible to have on today to discuss this. This guest is Zolly Vail, who runs the Employee Retention Credit program at Fundomate. So Zolly, nice to meet you.
Hey Jake, nice to meet you as well. How you doing?
Doing great. I'm very happy to have you on today. When I first heard about this program, I said, wow, that sounds like it could be powerful and very beneficial for our audience. So I have to get you on here and talk about it. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
And I'm happy to have you. So real quick, before we get into that, I want to say to the audience, if you know anyone who might be interested in this program, please send them the link. We're going to add a link in here so that they can sign up for it. But just before we get into what the program is, I first want to drop the link in here. We'll have it pop up. We'll have it be in the description so it's clickable and you can get right to it. But it's HTTPS, all that, and then fundomate.com/claim-your-ERC-now?partner and then equals Pair Payments. So that'll be in the description because that's a whole lot to write down.
That's a lot. That was a mouthful.
but let's get into it. So Zolly, what's your background and what do you do at Fundomate?
Yeah, so it's an interesting, I guess, to get into it with Fundomate. I used to work as the head of business development at Fundomate for quite some time, and then took a little break to start my own thing, and that was during COVID. I opened up some COVID testing sites and was doing COVID testing, interestingly enough. So it put me in that space, and when I heard about this opportunity for small businesses to receive money from the government, from the IRS, to tax credit, I decided to look into it and see how I could help businesses out. And after looking into it, I decided that I felt like this would be a really good program for Fundomate to take on because of their automation, because of their funding, and the biggest thing is because it takes a really long time for the IRS to send the money out to the businesses. I brought the program to the CEO of Fundomate, Sam Shapiro, a really good friend of mine. We've been friends since childhood, since our childhood, and he thought that it was also a really big opportunity for small businesses to get this capital that they would need, especially in these trying times. So
I agree.
Yeah. So a little bit about the program. What it is it was a program which was part of the CARES Act, which would give small businesses up to $26,000 per employee that they had and they kept on during COVID. So it was kind of an incentive to keep employees.
Absolutely. And I know that we talked a lot about that stuff during the COVID times when that was heavy. we actually started this podcast during COVID. And so a lot of the first episodes of the show, and you can go back to it if you're listening now and you want to go back to some old episodes where, how to survive in those times. And now why this comes back up is because, Zolly and Fundamate have this great program that is seamless. It's a great opportunity for you to take advantage of this program with low effort, and for experts to be able to handle it for you, right? And get that money back into your business and keeping the gears turning, the machine running. That is your business. And so, one thing I'm thinking here.
Jake, I want to just jump in and say something so interesting. I wanted to just bring this up that
please.
Fundamate is a lending company. We lend small businesses capital, right? That's what we do, and it's like any business. It costs money, right? We don't give out the money for free. There's an interest on it. With the ERC, this is not costing you any money. There's no interest. This is not a loan. You don't have to pay this back. This is a program where we are going to help you seamlessly with an easy process, help you with the filing. And once it's filed, even better, it takes about 8 to 12 months to get this money from the IRS. We will lend this money to you up front so you don't have to wait the 8 to 12 months.
And exactly. That's the kicker right there. What's the power of having that money in your business right now?
Yeah,
so, some guys might not be able to last the 8 months, so it's great.
Yeah, this is really a great program that's in place. This is a tax credit. So if you don't take it, you're leaving this money that is owed to you. The IRS will send you a check if you amend your 941s. There's a little bit of a process to do it. That's where we come in. We will take care of everything from beginning to end. You don't have to worry about doing any work. It's an easy program. And anybody that's not doing it, you're literally just leaving money on the table.
And that's exactly what I was going to say next. And one of the reasons why we're bringing this up now, and it's so important, is this program exists. If you don't take advantage of it, you're leaving money on the table that the government has decided to give you. And that doesn't happen that often. So you got to take advantage of these moments when you can. And here's someone that you can partner with to help you out with it. So I'm very excited for this program. I think it's great, and I do want to get into a little bit more about what Fundamate does. But real quick, I want to touch on once again. I did have some people today ask me to mention on the show what the interest rate hikes could do for the industry. So I'm going to mention that real quick. If you haven't heard yet, this happened today. The chair of the Fed, Powell, said that coming in December will be interest rate hikes that could slow down the market, could mean less jobs. So what does that mean? Great opportunity to try to grab market share for your business. When your area is struggling, great opportunity for you to grab market share. Now, if the market's slowing, how do you get the funds for the marketing to go attack that market share? Well, something like this. This program is going to be the tool to help you get there.
We're here for you. Yeah, if you need marketing dollars, if you need expansion dollars, anything where you would need capital, that is what Fundamate does. We will help you with a seamless process. Like Jake was saying, there's a link for ERC specific, but we also have a link that you can click on that will bring you through our process. It is a seamless, easy underwriting process, and we'll have funds within 5 to 7 days in your account. This is the time, right? This is the time for you to shine. This is the time for you to spend that money on marketing and get ahead of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now is the time. So if anyone has any questions on that program, please reach out to me, reach out to Zolly. Zolly, do you have somewhere where you'd like people to reach out to you if they have any questions?
Yeah, you could reach out to me at Zolly at Fundamate. That's ZOLLY at fundamate.com.
All right. So real quick, we're going to take a moment to hear a word from our sponsor, Pair Payments, and then we will be right back, and we're going to get into what else Fundamate does, and then a couple customer stories from Zolly here So we'll be right back.
So we saved well over $250K.
Just this quarter, we have saved about $30,000 in credit card fees.
Probably over $1,000 a month at least.
Over $150,000 this year alone.
$180,000 the first year we worked with them, and it's growing every single year.
Thank you, Pair Payments.
Thank you, Pear.
I would recommend them to anyone.
Yeah, just wish I would have done it sooner.
All right, and we are back with Zolly Vail from Fundomate. So Zolly, I don't know if we touched on this before, so I do want to get into some stories of ERC and what that's done for the businesses you've worked with, but as we're talking about this ERC program, the Employee Retention Credit, I don't know if we talked about who qualifies. So real quick, could you let us know who qualifies for this? Who should be going after this program and trying to secure those funds?
Yeah, so eligibility is based on a few factors. Number one, you must have W-2 employees, full-time W-2 employees, and eligibility is based on whether a business was shut down. Now, shutdown could be fully shut down or partially shut down by government order. Another way would be a decline in gross receipts for specific quarters in 2020 and 21 compared to 2019.
Okay.
Okay.
So if someone is like, I'm not sure 100% if I qualify, would you tell them, all right, go to the link, go through the process, and we'll let you know if you qualify, that kind of thing?
Exactly. Yeah, it's really, really, really easy for us to tell you whether or not you're eligible. It's a really, really fast and easy process. You would fill out the link. Once you click on the link and fill out the information, a representative is going to reach out to you right away via text, via email, or via telephone, and they'll have some questions for you in regards to your business, how things, what type of business you have, and some other questions to see if your business is eligible. One of the things I want to touch on real quick, Jake, is a lot of businesses were not qualified at a certain point. However, the CARES Act was amended at one point to now allow businesses that were not eligible at one point to be eligible at this point for the ERC. One of those things one of those factors was the PPP loan, right? Most businesses receive the PPP loan, and at a certain point, if you receive the PPP loan, you were not eligible for the employee retention credit. After this amendment, you are now actually able to receive the employee retention credit. So that's a really big factor in eligibility, and a lot of business don't know about this. A lot of businesses don't know that they're eligible. One of the reasons they don't know is because they will call their accountant and they're going to say, "Hey, are we eligible?" And their accountant, they don't specialize in this. Not a lot of accountants know the details of this, which is why Fundamate hired in-house CPAs who specialize specifically in the employee retention credit. They are specialists. They know the employee retention credit inside and out. So for the businesses that are listening to this, that they think that they're not eligible because they had talked to their accountant at one point since the program was available, I would say it is in your best interest to click on that link, look into it by just filling out that form. It'll take you literally 8 minutes from beginning to end of this process of eligibility, and we'll be able to tell you if you're eligible or not.
And you'd be crazy not to go through the process because
you're insane not to do this process because your accountant said you may not be eligible because at some point they didn't think you were eligible. It's free. It's not going to cost you anything. We're not going to charge you to see if you're eligible. It's $0 and 8 minutes of your time to see if you can get up to $26,000 per employee. I'll give you an example of a few businesses. A medical clinic, $167,000 this week. That not only were they approved for ERC, we gave the money to them up front. Another one, home improvement. I mean, this is in line with what you guys do. A home improvement company, $520,000 that we. Again, not only did they get approved for the ERC, but we funded it up front for them. They didn't have to wait 8 to 12 months to receive this. So you have that ability. And one more last company I'll bring up. It was $270,000. It was a flooring company that we got them eligible and did all of the work and then funded the deal for them. So they got the money within 7 to 10 business days. It's a no-brainer. I'm not going to tell you how to run your business, but you should probably do it.
Yeah. Well, as everyone knows on the show, there's a reason we have the guests on that we have. You're an expert in something, and that's why we have you on today, Zolly. You're an expert in the ERC program for sure, but also in funding. So, guys, take Zolly's advice. Go check this out. Check out the website, and the link will be in the description, absolutely. I'll see if we can get it up on the screen for you, but it won't be clickable if we do that anyways. But regardless, it's short time. Go check it out. Could be worth a lot of money for you. And then, like we always say, what can that do for your business? Pair Payments offers the no-fee processing. And what do we say with what you can do with that? You can take that, you can put it into more equipment, new hires, more marketing. These are all great benefits or great opportunities you have that open up when you have this capital available to you. So go see if you can get that funding and grab that capital. What was that?
I was going to just say one thing, Jake. It's free. It's free money. Free money from the IRS. If you don't take it, you're just leaving money on the table. And
hey, it's the IRS. Go get the money. Go get the money from the IRS. It's not often that they're giving you money, so go get that money. But all right. I did want to discuss as well, because we have so many home inspection companies that work with us as Pair Payments, that we're partnered up with a bunch of home inspection companies that have actually secured funding through us with Fundamate. So I want to talk about that. Other than the ERC program, let's get into a little bit. What does Fundamate do? And then I want to see, maybe once we talk about what you do, let's see if you have maybe a story of what companies have done with that funding. What can you do as a growth activity with that funding? And just to paint a picture of, hey, this could be you. But let's talk real quick. What does Fundamate do other than the ERC?
So Fundamate is a financial technology company. It is a platform that gives businesses the ability to lend capital to their clients. So we partner with a lot of POS systems, processing companies like Pair Payments, and we give them the ability to lend to their small businesses, their clients that need capital for expansion. One of the things you asked me just now is like, give me a story of what has happened with a business and what they've done. We have funded millions upon millions of dollars to small businesses, and we don't have any restrictions on what you want to do with that money. We are going to give this money to you, and you decide. We don't know your business. We don't know your business, better than you know your business. So you use that money for whatever it is, whether it's for marketing dollars, whether it's, if you're, home inspection. I mean, you can speak to this a little more than I can. In the home inspection side, like, what does a home inspector, need that capital for? I mean, it could be.
So I won't give names, but great story. We have one client who wanted to add a new service. The new service required equipment, and to get that equipment, they needed capital. What did they do? They secured funding. Now, right away, real quick. I know that you guys are really quick. It's a very fast funding. Right away, they can go get that equipment and start up the new service they're going to offer. And the ancillary services are huge. I mean, you go to conferences now, people are talking about all this stuff they're adding to their repertoire, their arsenal of services they can offer the clients. Like, we've talked about this before on the show. People are coming to you as the home inspector. You're the expert on the house. If you want to offer ancillary services, but those services require equipment or someone who's specialized in that, you can go get that with the capital. If you have the money for it, you can go get the equipment or the right people. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, it's such an easy process, and that's what's great about it. The customer service is there. We really pride ourselves on the customer service. We have our, our agents that are there to help you out once you've receive the funding. Renewals is super, super easy. If you need additional funding, we're there for you. We make sure that we have the funding. If you received a certain amount, whether, just give you an example, if you were to receive $100,000 and, in 3 to 6 months you need additional money, we may, give you 150,000 this time because we've built up a relationship with you. So it is a relationship business, and it's a super easy process. And we love our partners and we love our clients. So first off, we love you guys at Peer Payments.
We love you too. You take great care of our home inspection clients. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Real quick, because you've already answered some of my next question. Zolly, you're an expert in the funding space. You've been in this space for over 10 years. I'm curious, why Fundamate? And you've answered some of that question already, but tell these guys. I'm sure that they're going to want to research this stuff after they listen to this episode. So why go with Fundamate?
Why choose Fundamate? Fundamate really, we pride ourselves on customer service. We pride ourselves on our automation and getting, doing the underwriting process super fast, and having approvals done really, really fast, renewals done really, really fast. So it really is a lot about our customer service and how fast our process is. It's very, very easy. And again, it's really all about customer service. Everyone knows it's all about customer service, right? You can go to fundamate.com and check out our reviews on Trustpilot. And then I guess, it just brings it back to that customer service.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone has any more questions, like I said before, you can reach out to me through the socials or j.aronson, that's my last name, ARONSON, at pairpayments.com, PAIR payments.com. So you can reach out to me, j.aronson at pairpayments.com, or you can reach out to Zolly. Zolly, again, real quick for everyone, and we can probably pop that up on the screen too. How should people reach out to you if they have questions?
It's Zolly, ZOLLY, at FUNDOMATE.com.
All right. Well, thank you very much for making yourself available for any questions. And what else today? So before we move on, I want to ask you, what else do you see as an opportunity here? Are there any other things that maybe surprised you that people were able to do once they actually secured this funding for the ERC? Is there anything that surprised you? Any super creative uses of the funds?
I had a medical center, the one that we actually spoke about, she's now taking that money and she's opening up an additional center.
Awesome.
And she was just super, super thankful and happy that she was able to have this money, because she was not sure how she was going to do it, and she really, really wanted to do it, and she took this money and put it into something she really wanted to do. So, and she expanded her business into another location. That was a pretty cool, and that's actually pretty cool for me. Like I love that. I love those stories where you see someone that's expanding their business. Those are really special things.
Absolutely, it is. And a lot of these home inspection companies are they could be family businesses, or regardless of what it is, if it's small or if it's really growing and they're getting after it and it's getting big. A lot of these companies are run by great people that I know personally, and I know would love this program. It's money that the government has already said they'll give to you, so go get it, because you're paying for it in taxes anyway. So go get that money. But I love the examples like that, because we do this on the show all the time. Look at other industries, and someone like you're an expert in the funding space, so you touch on all these different industries, right? People need funding in every industry. I like to see what people do with different industries in any sense, because you can learn so much from other industries and what they're doing. So looking at that medical company, they're they're growing into another space with these funds. So what does that mean for a home inspector? Hey, maybe you get enough funding where you could go get into a new market. Maybe you could go a couple towns over or start in the next city. I don't know what your company specifically will qualify for, but I'm very excited to see and hear back from home inspectors, how much they're going to be getting from the IRS in this program, how much you guys are going to help them get, and then what they do with it. So please, actually, I would love to know the stories so we can share them on this podcast of if we're getting them, and I won't share names if you don't want me to, but who's getting this funding and what are you doing with it? I'm really curious to see how people are going to use this for growth opportunities. Yeah. All right, Zolly. So is there anything you want to leave us with today?
Just, I guess, a few points. One, another story for you really quickly on a business
please.
that what they use their funds for. I just came to mind. There was a business that actually wasn't doing that great, and they were not sure how they were going to pay their employees moving forward. And this was actually something that really, really came in handy. It really, really helped them out at the last second. And I know that's something we were talking about with interest rates going up and, possibilities of business slowing down. This is money that could really, really, really be helpful. So that was one point I wanted to bring up. The second point, which brings me back to in the beginning of this conversation, this is free money. It's not costing you anything. It is free. It is money that you have already paid to the IRS. So if you don't do it, just do it. Just do it.
It's a waste. It's a waste not to.
Yeah.
So
that, and the last point is, again, I don't know if I brought it up earlier, customer service. This is what we are all about. So Fundomate's all about customer service. We are here to help you out. We are here to help you grow your business. We are here in times of need when you need capital. So we're here for you.
thank you. Thank you so much, Zolly. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you to Zolly. Thank you to Fundomate. We really appreciate you guys coming on here and sharing this with our audience. I think this is such an important program. I cannot wait to get this podcast out there and help people secure these funds. So thank you again for coming on. I can't thank you enough, and hopefully I can have you back on soon. I'd love to see if we can get you in for another topic. But
I don't know, Jake. I mean, this was. I'm not a huge fan of these shows, or at least being on them. I love listening to them, but being on them is a little nerve-wracking for me, to be honest with you. I'm a pretty shy guy.
You can't tell. I couldn't tell.
Oh, on the inside. All
right. Well,
but yeah, anything that I can do to help out, if that's necessary, then I'd be more than happy to come back on the show and give some updates on the program and when there are any updates on the program. This is just one last point before I go. This is a program that does have an end date. You can only amend your taxes up to your 941s up to a certain point. So throwing this out there, you need to get on this right now. You don't want to wait, because if you miss that date, you will not be able to receive those funds. And I will leave you with that.
So if you have listened to this podcast all the way up to this point, I'm assuming you're very interested in this program. Turn off the show. I'm just going to thank everyone for listening. Go turn off the show and go run and and click that link and fill out that form. So as I just said, I will thank you guys for listening. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I can't wait. We have some great podcasts on the schedule to get out to you guys soon. We're going to be recording some great stuff with more industry experts and more experts in different fields. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Zolly and Fundomate, for joining us, and we will see you next week.
My pleasure. Have a good one, Jake.
Thank you, you too.
Thanks for listening to the Inspection Pros Podcast. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell so you won't miss our next episode. This episode was produced by J.aronson. This has been a Pair Payments production.